the greatest betrayal in England history. Oh, this is the greatest betrayal, yeah? Flippin' heck. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Ladies and gentlemen, another video for today because the gift of these radical Christians just keeps on giving this Easter weekend. And yes, I think we need to start using the term radical Judaism and radical Christians because frankly I'm tired of them using this term radical Islam willy-nilly when it comes to radical Christians and radical Jews, oftentimes it's a term that very much suits them. Let's have a look.
Israel is not just fighting our battle, it's fighting the battle against radical Islam that threatens the future of the world.
Radical Islam. That's it. Just radical Islam. Yeah. Then I go, time to popularize radical Judaism. The guy is using radical Judaism to justify a genocide while referring to the biblical enemy of Amalek, supporting the PDF Epstein, illegally invading Iran on the Jewish holiday of Purim, and enacting the biblical Greater Israel Project. Right, so bearing that in mind, let's get back to the radical Christians now. Now they are furious, yeah? Look at this guy. British citizens are calling upon King Charles to abdicate among huge backlash following the announcement that he will not be giving an Easter message this year. In other words, he needs to step down from the throne because he didn't give an Easter message. These people have been waiting. Yeah, their faith rests upon the king giving an Easter message. If he does not, that's it, mate. Jesus died in vain. This guy goes, King Charles announced he won't give any Easter message this year. Back in 1993, he stated Islam is part of our past and present. Well, yes. How are the two linked? It doesn't follow. Not even going to bother reading the rest. This woman goes, Buckingham Palace says King Charles will not issue an Easter message this year. He is the supreme governor of the Church of England and defender of the faith. Here he is packing dates for Muslims to eat at sunset during Ramadan. Shameful. The greatest betrayal in England history. Oh, this is the greatest betrayal, yeah? Flippin' heck. This guy knows nothing about history if he thinks this is the greatest betrayal. I don't want to see your wrinkly bald head. And then he goes on to say, yeah, this is an Easter message to our Muslim king. This woman, this is on S2J News. Make sure you're subscribed to it on X and you follow the articles and you download the app S2J News from the one and only, you know what I mean? So more speculation about King Charles being a Muslim, this time from the far right. They're also annoyed at him for not releasing an Easter message this year. Classic. Now GB New claims that Buckingham Palace confirmed that they will not issue an Easter message and they do not issue it every year. In fact, the Queen, I think, only ever issued 2 Easter messages in her whole lifetime. So does that mean she's also a Muslim as well? And have a look at this. Charles wishing a very happy Diwali to everyone celebrating the Festival of Lights. Does that now mean that he is a Hindu? An undercover Hindu? Because after all, your Prime Minister was a Hindu. Rishi Sunak, Priti Patel was a Hindu. These are Hindus that are very high up in the British establishment. But it's zip, nada, zilch. No one wants to say anything there. But when it comes to hair, the connection is immediately made with Ramadan, with Muslims, as if they feel insecure when it comes to Islam. No other religion, only when it comes to Islam. Well, I guess we should be flattered. But bear in mind, these are the radical Christians. These are Christians that are scapegoating and using Islam to promote Christianity, yeah? And you've got even certain political figures like Kemi, what her name is, let's have a look, using Easter weekend as political leverage and saying Britain is a Christian country. We're going to help churches because churches need stability. As people are saying in the comments, loads of churches get more than enough money, but there's just not enough people entering the churches, like we saw in Trafalgar Square. Compare that with the amount of people that came to Tommy Robinson's march. No comparison there, mate. Yeah, the people in Trafalgar Square were very little in comparison because Christianity just does not make sense to people. It's not appealing. There's way too many versions. Every other year, a new version of the Bible comes out. Every other year, a new sect comes out. No one understands the basic doctrines of Christianity, be it atonement, be it salvation, be it the Trinity. It just does not make sense, ladies and gentlemen. This is something you guys got to deal with. Not just saying, oh, these Muslims are going to take over, so we need to enter these churches. Yeah, okay, people might enter it once or twice, but it's not going to make Christianity suddenly become true. That's something you guys need to engage with. That's something you need to have discussions and debates with, and you've got to solve the issues within your own religion rather than scapegoating the Muslims and calling Prince Charles a Muslim just because he has not given an Easter message and he gave a Ramadan message and also a Diwali message, might I add. So apparently he's part Muslim, part Hindu, believes in only one God but believes in thousands of gods. Doesn't believe in idol worship, but does believe in idol worship. Anyway, guys, let's leave it there. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.